Have you ever wondered how you could save money while grocery shopping? Here to speak with us about that is Amy Shepard from Sensible Money. Welcome.
Hi, Lana. Thanks.
So, could you wrote an article about some of the ways you can save money while grocery shopping and meal planning? Could you walk us through that?
I sure can. Yeah. What I have discovered is that meal planning helps a ton. It takes a little bit of prep work to sit down and plan out a menu for the week, but it's worth that time investment because it saves money and it helps you eat healthier because you don't have that urge to go grab fast food because you didn't have anything planned to eat that night. I think my number one step is to start with meal planning and just once a week sit down, pen and paper works for me. Write down, the 7 days in the week and I usually do dinner, 7 dinner items that I want to have. And then what's really helpful is that allows me to know what exactly I need to buy for groceries for the week. So I only buy the things that I need to fulfill the menu I created. And it cuts down on buying random things and things that end up getting wasted because they don't fit, within the menu I'm going to make. With meal planning, what I recommend to help get started is to instead of trying to do it on your own, which can be really hard to think about, like what recipes do I want? What do I want to eat? Those are hard questions every day. E-meals is a really great app that I have used for years. It gives a lot of different ideas for dinner, breakfast, lunch, snacks. It has all of those, but it's a really cool app because you can select the recipes you want, and then the app will also create a grocery list for you to get everything on, for those grocery or for those meals. And another one I really like is Kids Eat in Color. So that is an Instagram account that has tips, but they also have a website where you can buy or look at free meal planning. So they're great just places to get a head start if you're not sure, where to start with meal planning. So that's the first thing is create a meal plan. Thing number two that I love is online grocery ordering. So online grocery ordering is something we've been doing in my house for about 4 years. Ever since my second son was born, we started doing it. And it is amazing because it saves time. You don't have to go to the store and walk around and get groceries, but you can just get all the items on the list you created in step one, click of a finger, make your list, send it to the grocery store, pull up, they load your car. It's great. Most important thing about online grocery ordering is that you don't impulse buy when you're in the store. For me personally, I love Oreos. I buy them on online grocery order or impulse buying in the store. That's part of my weekly my treat for myself. But that's what's great about online ordering. Um, and then the third thing that I talked about in my article is buying things in bulk. And so, depending on your, space that you have, that might not always be realistic. But I have found that we have a family of five, and so when meat or vegetables or bread or anything that's on sale that can freeze well, I stock up and portion it out when I get home and put it in the freezer. And so it allows me to save money because usually I'm only buying those things, once a month or once every couple of months, and then I have my own stash to pull from. So buying in bulk is great. And another tip to save time is to double the recipes. So certain recipes that you make, you'll find as you get used to this process is you could double them really easily. So then you can have one that day and you can freeze the other half for later. And so again, we all have those times when we don't want to cook. We want something quick. So doing that allows you to have a little bank of dinner or meal ideas in your freezer that you can access pretty quickly. So those are my tips. They work really well for me.
Those are great tips. And so, off of that, do you think those tips can be applied with the rising cost of food due to the pandemic?
I definitely think so. I have noticed myself with weekly grocery ordering. I'm like, holy cow, milk and eggs are more than they used to be. And so, yes, I think it can help because something I didn't talk about in the article, but you made me think of is that when you're placing an online grocery order, you see the total before you submit it. And so, it's if you are trying to stick to a set budget or you are realizing things are costing more, you can easily adjust the items on your list to get the total amount down, if you're trying to save money because of everything going on.
Is there anything that I haven't touched on that you think is also really important for focusing your food budget?
I think the only thing I would add is just like anything new, if you're trying it for the first time, give yourself some grace. It takes time. These are things that work for me, but I've been doing them for years. And so my approach isn't going to be exactly perfect for everybody, but my hope is just having some tips to start with is a great first step. And then just adjusting things that work for you and your family, I think is the best thing, the best way to go about it.
Mhm. And just in your opinion, what would you say is like a realistic amount of that you should be spending on food for an average family?
I definitely think that's a hard question to answer because every
Mhm.
family is so different.
Mhm.
You can buy organic, or you can buy only store brand, or you can buy only name brand. Sometimes there's diet restrictions, and so I think there is so much wiggle room. Um, I feel like I would be doing a disservice to try to say a number because then I wouldn't want some people who are spending more to feel like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, we're way overspending." It really does come down to just, I think, individual preferences, and then also what fits for everyone's individual budget. Some people can comfortably spend, thousands of dollars a month on food, and other people want to keep it, in the just few hundreds because that's what fits. And so I think those are some of the considerations is just do what works best for your family, for your diets, for your tastes, all that kind of stuff.
Well, those were the questions I had. If there's anything I didn't touch on that you'd like to add, let
I
me
think
know.
that's great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank
speak
you,
with me.
Alana.